This is a station identification moment. You're listening to CPR Worldwide Media, a division of CPR Media Network, coming to you live right across the planet. Check out our website at www.cprworldwidemedia.com and our Facebook page at facebook.com/CPR Worldwide Media. This is CPR Media Network, coming to you live from the USA.
Well, looky here, a new listener. Hey, this ain't your little sister's radio station.
It's not about how many miles you can get out of the C-Max Hybrid. It's about how much life you can fit into it. The Ford C-Max Hybrid, with an EPA estimated range of 540 miles on a tank of gas, and all the room you need to enjoy the trip. Go stretch out. Go further.
You think you know the story of Dracula? You have no idea. But I'm going to show you.
My enemies threaten to destroy my kingdom. I want the power to save my family.
Dreams.
Welcome to your life.
My name is Dracula.
What's happening to you?
I chose this. Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters.
This is not who you are.
There's always a prize for power.
Everybody wants to rule.
I will not be defeated!
Dracula Untold, in theaters and IMAX, October 10th. The Ouija board has existed for centuries. It is used to communicate with the dead.
If there's a presence here, please make yourself known.
This is a joke.
Oh my god. It's not even real, okay?
It's just a game.
Ouija.
We're saying goodbye!
Rated PG-13.
Read something recently worth thinking about. It's the soldier, not the campus organizer, who's given us freedom to demonstrate. It's the soldier, not the reporter, who's given us freedom of the press. It's the soldier, not the poet, who's given us freedom of speech. It's the soldier who serves under the flag, who defends the protesters' right to burn the flag. Isn't it time now to demonstrate that we support our troops? Were it not for the brave, there'd be no land of the free.
Fred Thompson's message was brought to you by citizensunited.org.
We are living in times where there is an assault on sanity. Political correctness has run amok and logic has been left by the wayside. Do you constantly ask yourself, WTF is going on in this nation? Do you sometimes feel like a stranger in your own country? Well, fear not. You are not alone. This is the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Show, coming to you from deep inside flyover country with your hosts, V. Wright and Jose Estevez.
Good evening, everyone. It's WTF, and I'm your host, V. Wright.
And I am Jose Estevez, your undocumented Mexican-American co-host. And folks, I'm happier than Michelle Obama feeding at a taxpayer-funded all-you-can-eat buffet. And this is the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Show.
And it's What the F Wednesday.
Woohoo!
Ha-ha.
And we've got just a little to say tonight. Imagine that.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Jose, you want to give our phone number, please?
Yes, folks, call the show. We had a great win last night. We're still celebrating it through today. We're spiking that football. We're rubbing it in their faces. We're doing whatever. Join us. Come on, you got to have thoughts. Whatever. It doesn't really matter tonight. Just call in. 313-462-0068. 313-462-0068. We'll get you live on the show, and you can share your what the F moment or anything else you'd like to talk about tonight. Give us a call.
Well, given it's What the F Wednesday, of course, I've got to ask, was Wendy Davis aborted by Texas last night?
Now, V, I'm going to tell you something right now. You talk about late-term abortions. According to one of our friends out there, she was aborted in the 157th trimester. Big time.
We've got a caller already. Hold on for a moment.
All right.
Hi, caller. What's your name and what state do you hail from?
East Juan Paco Enrique Gomez.
JPEG.
Hey, JPEG, I got to say something real quick. Just remember that one part of What the F from last week. Don't forget that that's what you have to say. The floor is yours, my friend.
It's What the F Wednesday.
It is What the F Wednesday.
Michelle Obama's at the all-you-can-eat buffet, but chicken's not on the menu.
She'll only go as long as you're paying for it, my friend. I think it tastes better
no
than...
fried chicken for Moochie.
Fried chicken for everyone. Oh, wait, no, that was only supposed to be if they won, so... Yes.
Yeah, but we got all the fried chicken we can eat here. Have you seen the county-by-county map?
No, I have not. For the state of New York, no, I have not.
Not only the state of New York, but the entire country.
Oh,
New
yes.
York,
Now, I have seen that.
My county here in Onondaga has been run into the ground. Syracuse used to be a prosperous city. It's now the 23rd poorest city in the country. And It was the only county upstate to go blue, other than a couple other very poor areas. The Democrats in this state have just run New York into the ground. It's pathetic. But if you look county by county across the nation, it's very instructive. Like Minnesota, all southern Minnesota on the Iowa border was blue, and Minneapolis was blue, but the rest of the state was red. Michigan was all red except for Detroit and Lansing.
Very true.
It's incredible on a county-by-county basis. Now, we got to look at population. Mostly it's rural counties. But there were some states, Montana.
Hold on for just a moment. We have another caller. Yeah, we have another caller on the line. Caller, I'm going to ask you to hold with us and stay with us, but I'm going to ask you to turn your volume down on listening to the show, please. Go ahead, JPEG. Let's get through this.
Oh, I'm just on the phone with you. I don't have the volume up.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to our other caller. Go ahead and finish up.
Oh, that's it. Just a great day, but now the real work begins. We got to herd rhinos. We got to get Ted Cruz in there instead of Mitch McConnell. We got to get Trey Gowdy as speaker instead of Bend Over Boehner. He gave a great speech last night. I'll tell you, if I had any confidence that John Boehner would live up to what he promised that he would do last night, I would be proud to have him as speaker. I don't trust him. We need somebody that we can trust.
Yeah, exactly. He has proven himself.
But tonight's about a party, so party on.
Well, thank you, JPEG.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining in with us.
And we have another caller on the line. Caller, where are you calling from and what is your name? Caller?
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Jeannie?
No, I'm sorry. You have reached the WTF, the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot show.
Oh, it's funny because I have to apologize a little bit because I do a blog talk radio myself. And I didn't hit a button to get into the queue, so I really wasn't expecting to get right in. I wanted to listen for a while. Is Jose on the line with us?
He is
indeed.
Here and
you are live, sir.
Jose, John Sinkwe calling from Connecticut. We're Facebook pals for a while.
Yes, sir. You're a great American. You were involved in a lot of stuff up there in that area recently.
Well, I don't know about a great American. I do my little part, but I saw your post and the show was coming on, and I'm like, well, let me call in. at least I wanted to listen for a little bit. I didn't know where you guys started right at 7 o'clock.
7 till 9, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, I know. But anyways, so I'm here. I was going to listen for a little bit, but I guess I'm online with you guys live.
What are your thoughts from last night?
Well, last night, well, I live in the People's Republic of Connecticut, as you know. Right. We're totally, we're behind the 8 ball up here, and people are in big trouble. As far as a national election, on my end, is I hope they do what they have to do. My fear is the boot on the neck. If it's your right boot or the left boot crushing you, it doesn't matter.
That's very well said. Very well said.
And I really, truly hope that they do it right and they tackle the hard issues.
Well, exactly, and this is not the time for us to get complacent and think, well, we sent the right people to D.C., now we can lay back and let them do their jobs. If we do not continue to apply constant pressure, we will not stop the bleeding. Guys, by sending these folks to D.C., all we did was put a Band-Aid on it.
It's a very loose Band-Aid. I have a different perspective sometimes being in the state of Connecticut, because it's such I call it a communist state, but it's such a deep blue, horrible situation up here in the Northeast. At least Massachusetts, they went for a Republican. But the Northeast Republican is not a Texas Republican or a Tennessee Republican or a South Carolina Republican. Up here, you're getting Democrat light with this stuff.
That's a good point.
We have Democrat light up here.
You think we can still get them to do what they need to do, though, if we put enough pressure on them, though?
Well, at a grassroots point up here in the Northeast, which is my what I live under, you're not going to be able to govern up here as a conservative. You can govern up here as a Republican if you're a Democrat light, and but if you're a hardcore conservative, it's not on a national level or on a level where somebody that doesn't live in the Northeast, you would never like Brown up in New Hampshire. I wasn't happy with him going from Massachusetts or wanting to jump back to New Hampshire and run as a senator. You were a senator in Massachusetts, you lost, and you're gonna go over the state border to New Hampshire, and now you want to be senator again.
Well,
I have a problem with that.
We have a lot of instances of that. I mean, that was a prime thing in Wendy Davis's campaign, is that she does not reside in the state of Texas or where she claims to reside. She has a multi-million-dollar house elsewhere. However, in order to run as a candidate where she was, because her name is on the deed for her parents' house, that's where she claimed to reside. Caller, we appreciate you calling in. If you'd like to listen to the show and call us back in a little bit, we would really love to hear some more from you. But we have another caller on the line.
No, take the call. Can I still listen on the phone here? If you guys, when you guys, will I still be able to listen?
Sure. You can hang tight with us.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'd love to listen.
Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, John.
Hello, caller.
Hi, this is Terry Steffi Dukenberger.
Hi, Terry.
How are you?
Hey, I am rocking. I am smoking rocking.
Awesome. I think we all are. I
can't say it enough. I love the message that America sent to the Africans.
He's trying to downplay it, but I think everybody in the know, is very aware of what happened.
Well, that bastard, he better know. They all better know. And I feel so awesome today because I think so many people were beaten down, and as conservatives, I think that we were trying to encourage people to continue on. But it's to the point where, like you said, we're not playing. We sent them to Washington, but we're not playing.
No.
You're exactly
they
right.
they want to talk about Mitch McConnell, and taking Harry Reid's job. That's been rumored. Well, let's talk about King May if we're going to put him up there.
Yeah, there's plenty of qualified people.
Well,
qualified people.
Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy needs to be the speaker.
I think he would do an excellent job.
I think it would be awesome if we could all go to Washington, D.C. and carry a gavel, and when they walk out, I would really like to hit them on the head.
Yeah, because
that's
remember,
what they deserve.
Remember what Comrade Pelosi did, carrying that ceremonial gavel, and what a big deal she made about it. I haven't heard anything from her in the last 24 hours. She's being kind of quiet, maybe going to get another facelift.
Probably.
Well,
having a room on. Anyway, I'm so happy I can't even express how happy I am, but I'm like thee. We have to hold them accountable on a weekly basis.
Yes.
Well, we most definitely have to hold their feet to the fire and remind them we put them there to do a job. We're not playing. It is time to get busy. There is a reason why the overwhelming numbers were what they were last night. And we're going to talk more about that later on. But we most definitely have to move forward. And, hey, I'm not going to...
God bless America.
Amen to that, Terry.
Amen, Terry. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. You take care.
You too.
Bye, sweetie.
Thank you. We'll do.
See you.
Yeah,
and guys,
she's right.
She's absolutely right. And guys, if you guys would like to call in, please feel free to do so. Again, our number is 313-462-0068. We would love to hear from you guys. We're going to keep on with our What the F Wednesday moments.
Hey, I've got a great one here that kind of goes along with what Terry said, kind of what we've been talking about the first part of the show here. I'm going to say that the understatement of the day goes to Democrat Senator Joe Manchin III from West Virginia, who was quoted as saying, "This is a real ass whooping." I'll say what the F to that, because it's very true. And in fact, is this a big bleeping deal like that crazy old coot Joe Biden would say? Do you think his son's the only one in that family that does cocaine, or is that just my impression?
I am thinking many when I hear the things that come out of the mouths of Democrats in general, I think most of them have been hitting the stem. I'm just saying.
I think it might be even a little bit stronger than that if they actually believe what they're saying most of the time. But I'll tell you what, it is a big bleeping deal. And despite the way Hussein had to try to downplay it today, reading off of the holiest teleprompter, we're going to be talking more about that. But I'll tell you what, it was a big, big deal, and I think it took them by surprise in a big way. It took everybody by surprise.
Well, I don't want to crush anybody's celebratory mood tonight. We have big fights, but tonight we're going to try to keep it light and try to enjoy it. We're going to give you the information and try to do it in a lighthearted way tonight, and enjoy ourselves, because tomorrow the revelry is over. The new battle begins. So let's enjoy it.
Definitely.
Jose.
Yes.
Republicans in cracker country of Utah elected a black woman to Congress. What the F?
How isn't there a war on women going on? I guess not.
Those racist folks in Mormon country.
That Mia Love. I just got to say something. 38 years old, from Utah, folks, Haitian descent. First black Republican female member of Congress in U.S. history.
Yeah, good.
The Republican war on women. But if you talk to these liberals, these commies, whatever you want to call them, I've got many names: Marxists, Leninists, leftists, progressives, whatever you want to call them. They'll say that this is white guilt manifesting itself. That's why we have to have some black people. It's crazy to hear them talk. But I'll tell you what, she seems to be just a genuinely good person. And I think she's going to do an amazing job. And I know she had run before and didn't win. And I think she's just going to do an amazing job. Color of skin, who cares? Who cares? Black, yellow, green, blue. It doesn't matter. I want somebody that loves the country, that wants to put themselves, represent the people that they're there to represent, but to work forward for everyone, not just. And she seems genuinely honest. And I hope that her going to Washington, D.C., going to the swamp up there, I hope that, it doesn't change her greatly, and that she can bring this energy that she seems to have and this just genuine goodness about her. And I hope she does a great job. And to be honest with you, I think we're going to hear a lot from her. I think she will do a good job. And God bless her. I'm glad she won.
Well, you just got to love her name. I mean, you got to love her for her name alone. Mia Love. Seriously?
And once again, to talk about how shallow a lot of Democrats and liberals are, I have to go. This just popped up in my mind. I was looking at tweets sent by celebrities last night, and of course, none of them were very good because they were not very happy. But Mia Farrow, she had that whole thing with Woody Allen, who's kind of creepy. Did I say kind of creepy?
No, he's really creepy.
Mia Farrow tweeted out today, actually. She tweeted out at 9:21 a.m., Mia Love is the very first Mia to be elected Congresswoman. Boy, that's a deep thought right there, folks.
Wow.
That's the only thing Mia Farrow has to say about the first female African-American Republican to be elected to the House of Representatives. Wow, I'll tell you what, she's not swimming in the deep end of the pool. That's pretty
She
awesome.
is just brilliant. These Hollywood folks are just absolutely brilliant. Oh,
and yet you've got people
gracious.
out there that hang on their every word and that present them as gods, just like sports people. I mean, they worship them, and it just drives me nuts. It's just cultural Marxism and whatever. But yeah, that's the big tweet from Mia Farrow about Mia Love. But God bless Mia Love for winning. I think she's going to do a great job. I mean, I just know there was so much excitement when the results came in last night, and I think she's going to be great. Looking forward to see what she does.
Well, I am too. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does. I'm hoping that they give her a fair shot, and that she is able to do great things while she's there. Of course, she will do that without any support from anyone in the Republican Party, and with the chastisement of liberals in general, because of their just absolute hatred for anything that is Republican. So, I mean, I'll be praying for her, and Godspeed to her.
Yes, exactly.
Other things that we've got going on in What the F Wednesday, Arkansas gave every congressional seat to Republicans for the first time in 141 years. Now, what makes this a what the F moment? What took 141 years to get this done? What the F?
And I've got a follow-up right hot on the heels of that one. Montana elected its first Republican senator in over 100 years. Same thing. What the F took you guys so long? Come on, Montana. Really?
I am dead serious. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And we're talking about, most of these places are just down-to-earth, common places. We are... You look at Montana and you see sky. We know it's big sky country.
Big sky country.
We know, what we associate with Montana. We associate wide open spaces. We associate horse riding. We associate cowboys. We associate down home folks, people that have close ties to their roots. And how they have managed to go over 100 years without electing a Republican congressman blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
A senator. So I would just want to tell Montana, hey, welcome to the 21st century. We're glad you caught up, and hopefully it's going to work out well for you, and maybe it won't be another 100 years before we get another one in there.
One can hope. One can hope.
One can hope.
But it's going to depend on what they do now that they're in D.C. Let's be honest about that. If they sit like they have in past times, and just toss the ball against the wall, we are right back to where we were when Bill Clinton took office. And let's not forget, 2016 is right around the corner, people.
You better believe it is. It actually started this morning. I mean, they were already talking about it. They were talking about it as the poll results were coming in last night. And it can't be politics as usual. They went in there, and they're going to have to show us what they can do, and that's what we wanted them there for. Not to sit and play nice with the people on the left side of the aisle and the guy sitting up there in the White House. That's not what we sent them there for, is to play nice with them.
Well, I have a WTF moment about that.
Okay.
The Air Fuhrer, President Pandemic, Comrade Califf, said, he is disappointed with the election because of the impatient and restless Americans. So it's not his fault, again, that anything went wrong. It is your fault because you're impatient and restless. But while I'm on that note, I want to take a moment to remind you guys and our legislators that we just elected to send to Washington, D.C. 2 years ago, President Pandemic's words were, "Elections have consequences."
I vaguely remember that.
Now, if you guys don't remember that, remember this. What the F?
What the F, indeed. Well, and here's another one coming from none other than the unesteemed senator from Nevada, Harry Reid. Harry Reid today said that the two parties must now work together. What the F? I mean, is he totally senile? Does he actually believe this? Does he just say things that people tell him to say? Is he reading off a teleprompter somewhere? I mean, this is the guy that's blocked 300-plus bills, has been as obstructive as anybody has ever been. I mean, he's changed all kinds of voting rules and just changed everything. Been as obstructive as possible. And let's face it, folks, the reason he's done that is to totally protect the resident of the White House. That's what he has done all this for, is to cover for him. And he says something like, now the two parties must work together. I mean, are these people serious? Retire him, Nevada. Really? Come on. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, they only have to work together when Democrats are in a position where they might have to lick some boots.
It's funny how that works they're just the big bullies on the block, and then when the bigger kid comes along and finally knocks him, it's wow.
Well, we remember 2 years ago Harry Reid coming out and saying, "I don't have to work with anybody. They are going to have to give."
Right.
Those were his words.
I also remember the resident saying, I think it was to John McCain, and then when they had a delegation go to him, this is not about you. I won. Inferring that you're going to do what I say, and we're playing by my rules. We're playing my game by my rules. I mean, wow. Yeah.
Well. Let's something that you guys might find funny, because I thought I was gonna. I sat and I read this, and the absurdity of it got me in a little giggle that was almost out of control, only because of the absurdity.
So a true what the F moment.
I mean, really, according to the New York Times, the midterm elections no longer make sense and should be canceled.
Oh, okay. So we'll just that pesky Constitution and everything else. Right to
when things don't go my way, I think I'll cancel the vote.
I say I'm packing up my toys and I'm leaving. Wow.
You peed in the sandbox.
The good old New York slimes. Yeah, you would expect it from them. Wow. And the sad thing is, they probably mean it. I mean, I don't. They probably totally mean it.
Absolutely, they mean it.
They do.
Oh my God! You peed in my sandbox. I'm going home. I'm taking my toys.
I'm going.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Of course, they were gloatful and gleeful 2 years ago.
Right.
They loved midterms 4 years ago.
Right. They're just like petulant children, spoiled, rotten little babies, and they act like that. Like, they've never had their patties slapped or someone tell them no or anything like that. And boy, they got slapped last night. I think what was the one that just quoted? That was a heck of an ass whooping, and yes, it was.
Mansion?
reeling
That's
from it.
why I know. When a Democrat says that, you know it's bad.
Spare the rod and spoil the child. There you go. Yeah.
Well, just to let you guys know, some Republican or Democrat, New York City poll workers were scolded for asking party affiliation of voters.
Oh, my goodness. Remember we had that story a couple weeks ago when the resident of the White House went to back to Chicago to vote, and they said, make sure you vote Democrat. They told him that, right? The poll workers told him that. I mean, what, he didn't know? He hadn't been programmed that morning to remember that? And they just wanted to make sure that he wouldn't forget?
Nobody plugged in.
They're pulling his little strings and stuff like that.
Nobody plugged in his USB port.
There we go. Right, exactly. Like like Susan Rice, the human Teddy Ruxpin doll. You just whatever they put into her, she'll go out there and spout, even though it's all pure lies and drivel. Yeah. Well, here's one I've got too. I think we all remember, and I think I got to make sure I say the last name the right way. Sandra Fluke from California, and I can't refer to her by that one word that's got like 4 letters. So I've got written down here, lady. Let's just call her a lady of questionable morals. She lost in a very, very liberal area. I think it was of Los Angeles. And I'm not even going to say what the F to that. I'm just going to say, that's awesome. So we'll just call her a lady of questionable morals, and hopefully she's had her 15 minutes of fame. I think it's time for her to go figure out a way to earn some money to get some birth control or something like that, since it's so hard to get and so expensive. So, bye-bye.
Maybe she'll go hook up with Wendy Davis and they won't need any birth control.
Hook up? I don't know. Well, okay, we're not going.
Guys, we got to take a break. We'll be back in a minute.
This is a station identification moment. You're listening to CPR Worldwide Media, a division of CPR Media Network, coming to you live right across the planet. Check out our website at www.cprworldwidemedia.com and our Facebook page at facebook.com/CPR Worldwide Media. This is CPR Media Network, coming to you live from the USA.
Well, looky here, a new listener. Hey, this ain't your little sister's radio station.
Dad, Katy Perry is coming to town. Can we get tickets, please?
Tickets? Sure, how many?
Well, there's Hannah and Maddie and Jen and Sarah and Sarah.
Whoa, hold on. Here it comes. We can't forget about your older sister.
Thank you.
Seriously? What? I get 2 times the thank you points on each ticket. Can I come? Yeah.
The City Thank You Preferred Card. Now earn 2 times the points on entertainment and dining out with no annual fee. To apply, go to city.com/thankyoucards.
The design of the Ford Escape is clearly intended to grab your eye. Oh, and your foot. Huh, ain't that a kick? The Ford Escape with the foot-activated liftgate. Go open up something interesting. Go further.
You think you know the story of Dracula. You have no idea. But I'm going to show you.
My enemies threaten to destroy my kingdom. I want the power to save my family.
Dreams.
Welcome to your life.
My name is Dracula.
What's happening to you?
I chose this. Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters.
This is not who you are.
There's always a prize for power.
Everybody wants to rule.
I will not be defeated!
Dracula Untold, in theaters and IMAX, October 10th. The Ouija board has existed for centuries. It is used to communicate with the dead.
If there's a presence here, please make yourself known.
This is a joke. Oh my god. It's not even real, okay?
Ouija PG.
We're saying goodbye.
Rated PG-13.
Read something recently worth thinking about. It's the soldier, not the campus organizer, who's given us freedom to demonstrate. It's the soldier, not the reporter, who's given us freedom of the press. It's the soldier, not the poet, who's given us freedom of speech. It's the soldier who serves under the flag, who defends the protesters' right to burn the flag. Isn't it time now to demonstrate that we support our troops? Were it not for the brave, there'd be no land of the free.
Fred Thompson's message was brought to you by citizensunited.org.
Desert sky,
Well, good evening, guys. Welcome back to WTF. I'm V. Wright.
And I'm Jose Estevez. Welcome back to What the F Wednesday. Folks, feel free to call the show, 313-462-0068, with your moments, anything you want to share. We're here to chat with you and to hear what you've got to say. 313-462-0068. Well, V, since it's What the F Wednesday, I've got one here that's really interesting. There's a tweet from Geraldo. I spell that not Geraldo, but Horaldo.
Okay.
Because he's kind of pimped himself out over the years. He tweeted this out today, folks, and this is real, not made up as usual. Quote, deserted by Latinos, blacks, and his feckless, lazy millennial supporters, President O got his ass kicked by millions of angry old white folk. What the F, Geraldo? Quick, someone get a KKK member in a chair. Now, I'm going to explain that, and it kills it to explain it, but
it does kill it. I hate that you have to explain it.
But I have to, because I think somebody thought I was being racist. I mean,
because a lot of people aren't old enough to remember when Geraldo was on television and had a daytime talk show.
Yeah, he used to have a show, and it preceded Jerry Springer and all that trash stuff that's on nowadays. But anyway, and he had a show, and I think there were some black people and some KKK members, and I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional. It seems like they got into a big fight, but one of them picked up a folding chair and, like WWF style, smashed him right across his big old nose and broke it. So that's what I meant when I said that. But I think I lost some friends on Facebook today when I said that. They thought I was being racist.
Well, whatever.
Like, but it really happened, and that's the only reason I said that, is like, somebody get another chair. But anyway, now that I've explained it, I've ruined it. So there's another. What the F? I mean, come on. Okay, take it away, V. Come on, save me.
Well, people throw that racial card down, and I'll be honest with you. If they're sitting there worried about you being racist, then they probably didn't need to be on your friends list anyway. I'm just guessing. I posted on my Facebook page yesterday, that if you did not go vote, or if you felt like it was necessary to sit home, then get off my page.
I don't think you said it quite like that, but I get the gist.
Why was I not that nice?
Well, you're usually blunt and to the point. I guess I am too.
Well, the fact of the matter is, I am very blunt to the point.
That's the fact of the matter, indeed.
And I do not edit myself like I do on the radio, because I'm on my page. And, it's like being in your home. You kind of say it the way you want to say it, not the way the censors or the folks out there want to hear it, because small children may be listening. But, yeah, I have a tendency to put it really out there bluntly. Guys, we've got two callers on the line. We have a caller from 603. What state is that, and what is your name?
That's New Hampshire. It's Bobby from South Boston, but I'm up in New Hampshire now. We couldn't get the job done for Scott Brown, but he's a good man.
Oh, Scott Brown is a good man.
Yes, he is.
Now, I voted for Ronald Reagan in 1980, and they called me an angry young white man, and now I'm supposed to let this crackerjack call me an angry old white man? I'm not angry. I just love the Constitution.
It's amazing how angry you can be, and what you can be labeled with when you just love the Republic, and you want to keep it that way. What's wrong with not wanting too much change?
Conservatism means keeping the good stuff.
Well, I agree.
No complaints here.
But my WTF this week is what are you doing hooking up Sandra Fluck with Wendy Davis? Don't you know Hillary Clinton's got eyes for us?
But then what will Huma say? Hummus.
Hey, the more the merrier, right?
Maybe they can, go into a group communal living environment. I don't know what I was thinking.
That's not.
That is great. That was great. We have another caller on the line. Caller from 907. What state is that, and what is your name?
This is Alaska and Mike from last night.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Alaska.
I'm doing good.
Mike is on the panel for the state legislators of the Round Table. He is part of the Charles Kaprowitz team. So glad to have you. Glad you're calling in.
Yeah, finally listened to you where I could actually get a phone number. Did you stomach listening through 5 minutes of O today on his press conference?
I listened to Comrade Califf. I did listen to President Pandemic. I heard the Fuhrer speak.
Yeah. I'm glad that he's got such great hearing where he says, I thank you for the people that voted, but the 2/3 that didn't vote, I hear you too.
Oh, we were going to get to that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
is that not a WTF moment? I mean, what the F? Oh,
Yeah,
you 2/3 of the people that didn't vote. I heard you.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. But the latest greatest up here from last night. Right now we're on. As far as I'm concerned, we got the 53rd Senate seat. Dan Sullivan won last night, 49-44, but they're still not calling it because Marky Mark is trying to play games. Because see what he did last time when he ran against Uncle Ted was that he made sure that there was a bunch of extra votes were found out on the tundra around these villages.
Well, those are the ones that don't require ID or anything else, and you can walk in and vote as many times.
They had 200% voting, and so now he's got the news media in the lower 48 believing that it's going to take a week, 2 weeks for all the votes to come in from the villages. Well, that would be one thing if we didn't have telephones, satellite telephones. I mean, if we were talking dog sleds from Hooper Bay to Anchorage, okay, but we're not. And so I called up our lieutenant governor oversees the elections. So I called up the lieutenant governor's office, and this is what I got straight from them. They sent out 30,000 absentee ballots. They've gotten back 19,000. They know, and then they got inspect some others that they're doing. They got 13,000 outstanding. That's worldwide. So that's our active duty military over in Afghanistan, over Europe, or the East. People on businesses, everything else. And Baggage is down by 10,000 votes. So there's only 13,000 still out there, and they're going to be in this week. So Baggage is trying to work this. So I have told them, I says, we know the stunts that got pulled out of the villages. So anything that has been sent to the post office today, he says that doesn't work. It has to be postmarked yesterday. I said, okay. So they are very much on top of it.
Well, that's very good. So we are anticipating some results in that within the week or within days.
I'm hoping days.
Okay, you're hearing it here, guys. We'll find out the results of the Senate race in Alaska within the next few days. They are counting the mail-in ballots.
And then you got the Parnell for the governor. This one's really a squeaker. It's down to like 0.88% difference, like 3,000 votes. Parnell, the incumbent, and Sarah Palin put her nose in where it didn't belong. She threw Parnell under the bus because Parnell was her lieutenant governor. She turned around and endorsed Bill Walker. So. She's also put her nose where it didn't belong down in Louisiana, where you had that Tea Party guy down there that pulled 13% out. That race would be finished in Louisiana right now. Fourth. So, that's where all that's coming from right now. That's the latest, greatest from.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and giving us that information, Mike. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to say one thing before you hang up, because people didn't hear what we were talking about behind the scenes last night. But seeing as how I grew up in Texas, Alaska's still the biggest state, but once you guys melt, then Texas is going to be bigger. So just wanted to give you that heads up. That global warming is going to bite you in the rear end, sir.
Oh, don't even go there with global warming.
Yes. Al Gore said so.
They don't know how we sit here and play and everything else. Guys, all of us at CPR, we are very close friends.
Then the water level will rise up, and it'll take out all the land in that low-lying Texas land, so that'll knock down Texas even a half.
Oh, I just started it now. Here we go. Mike, you're great. Thank you, sir, for calling. We appreciate it.
Have a good man. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That is hilarious. I had forgotten
boy.
all about that conversation last
We
night.
started the rivalry now.
Yeah, fortunately, you and I don't have anything to do with that. That's between Texas and Alaska.
Exactly.
Kelly, you and Mike have fun with that.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Oh, good gracious.
Okay, good. Have we got more?
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Did you know that businesses are stronger than they've been in decades? What the F?
Yeah, wow. I see more and more going out of business, it seems like. Well, here's one for you, too. The new ICE, which stands for, of course, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, website advises illegal aliens / invaders / crimigrants on how to get back into the country if they are deported. What the F?
What the F, indeed. Well, you know, that's no different than the flyers that they hand out, that the Democrat Party hands out and La Raza hands out down in northern Mexico, or the signs that are posted, the billboards that are posted in Mexico that say, well, you know, you get here and this is what you do. Make sure to ask for this. Oh, good gracious!
Well, you've got to remember, V. The only people that they don't want in their country are, you know, U.S. Marines like Sergeant Andrew Tamarisi, who's, thank God, now back on American soil. But no, they also don't want any of these people coming up from South America. They give them passage from points south going into Mexico and points north going into the United States. They don't want them there. Not a single one of them. They want them all to just pass through on their way here, and they facilitate that. And, of course, our own federal government's facilitating that.
We're paying for it. We're paying Mexico to transport them from their southern border to their northern border.
Well, who else would pay for it? You don't think Mexico's going to pay for it, do you? Gravy. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I fell and bumped my head. I bumped my head today.
Well, probably in the celebration, which we've all been doing plenty of.
Speaking of celebrations, apparently in New York City, somebody celebrated by putting a bloody goat's head and hanging it from a lamppost. No kidding. What the F?
That sounds like the worst case of suicide I've ever heard. That goat. Maybe there was a cranimal trying to attack him or something like that, and he just decided to commit suicide.
He hung himself, and the cranimal carried the body with him.
I'm not going. that one just. Yeah. Okay. We'll just leave it to the listeners' imagination what may have happened to the rest of the goat in New York City. Isn't that where they had a bunch of 164-year-old voters?
It is. You reckon that goat voted?
Oh, probably twice. Once for the head, once for the body. Oh boy! But we kid New York City. I mean, you know, we kid.
Well, I'm wondering if people, you know, because people in New York City often get so busy and so focused they don't pay attention. You reckon that goat's been hanging there since the Muslims had their march?
Oh, yeah, that was quite a while ago. I doubt that long, but you never know. Stranger things have probably
maybe
happened
his body rotted off. I don't know.
Stranger things have happened in New York City, I'm sure. I've read some history books, so.
Oh, good gracious!
Oh, it is so much fun to laugh and enjoy and have a great, you know. It's only Wednesday. I mean, we still have a couple days left. Only one more day on the air, but I mean, it's just feeling good about things, even though we know we've got a lot of work ahead of us. It's time to enjoy, and with all of our friends, it's just been great for me today to just see everybody on Facebook and out there in cyberspace, just enjoying themselves and feeling like, yeah, it's been a long time since we could really, really enjoy this. Even the 2010 election wasn't like this. This was just because I think this was unexpected. Is more of anything. You know, we were hoping we'd do well. That, you know, conservatism would prevail and that we could get the Republicans in, even if we have to, you know, continue to kick them in the rear end to get them to do what they need to do. But it happened. I mean, and it happened big. And there's still more numbers coming in. You know, we just talked about Alaska, and we've got several more states. And I just wanted to say, Louisiana, I think it's about a month from now, you've got a chance to take Mary Landrieu and kick her to the curb. And I hope you guys do it with overwhelming numbers like we saw last night in a lot of the races, and give her the boot. I know a bunch of you down there are on top of this thing, and let's get her gone. She needs to be gone.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because speculation is that because the Senate was won by the red, that people will not find it necessary to necessarily vote for her, vote against her. Let me tell you, we need people to go against her. We need all the numbers we can get. We only have a few Democrats that have the mentality to understand when things are really good for the country and for their states and actually care. I mean, that will separate from their party line and do the right thing. Unfortunately, there are but a few. So we need all the red numbers we can get. So, Louisiana, I'm counting on you to pull it out red.
Yep, another month, and you guys can vote again, and you can get her and make her go bye-bye. Make her get a real job somewhere.
And I've got to throw out an acknowledgement here.
Okay.
We've got our Princeton guys. We've got our North Florida guys. We've got our Alabama guys. I do believe we have our some folks from Yale and from Harvard listening to our show on a regular basis. I want to thank you guys so much. I know the miles that you guys logged in yesterday, transporting people back and forth to the polls. Thank you so much for donating your time and your vehicles to ensure that people got out and vote. You guys are absolutely awesome. I tell you guys that all the time. You do not know how genuine my feelings are when I say that. Just incredible kids.
And I just totally agree with what you just said. That's all I can say. Appreciate it.
Well, yes, he did say it.
Who? Who said what?
El Fuhrer, back in June, says, I don't really care to be president without the Senate. What the F? Maybe he'll resign tomorrow, you think?
Oh, could we? Oh, you know, I guess we could hope and dream about it, but I'm going to tell you what. We've got a few minutes here before the top of the hour. And, folks, don't forget our number after the top of the hour is 313-462-0068 to call in and share with us. But I would have thought maybe there might be a chance of that, a slight, ever so slight chance. But after what I saw him after what I heard him come out and say, and literally I listened to maybe 30 seconds of it, I heard some opinion about what he had said from a couple other talk show hosts. But wow, he's going to double down. He is not backing off at all. His narcissism, his hammer and sickle cell anemia is flaring. I mean, wow. This guy, and I said that yesterday and the day before, if he loses big and him losing, the Democrats, he's dangerous. And folks, he is dangerous. And I'm backed up by many other reports I've seen online from very much people that are more knowledgeable than I, that his egotism and the hubris that he presents, it is scary.
Well,
he's not backing down. He's not backing down. He is going full. He's not going to moderate like Clinton did. See, Clinton was very astute politically, and say what you want about the guy, but once the Republicans came in mass and in strength the way they did, and I think that was 94, I believe that was when the Republican Revolution. Not sure the exact date, but Clinton was able to moderate and go towards the middle. But I do not think that the gentleman there right now, and I use that term loosely, is going to do that whatsoever. And in fact, he basically as much said that today, that he's not extending any olive branch. It's going to be my way or the highway.
He did scary. Now in his, I will say you'll never believe that this is a true what the F moment. He did say today that he would be willing to sit down and have a drink with Mitch McConnell or go beat Boehner at golf again.
I think he's got it wrong. He needs to go have a drink with John Boehner and play golf with Mitch McConnell. John Boehner will drink him right under the table.
But I heard a story today, and I don't know I'm speculating that it has some teeth to it. I was unable to verify it, but according to what I heard today, one of his aides revealed that last night, as the numbers were coming in, he lapsed into almost a coma state. I was really praying he would have a nervous breakdown. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that happens, but he did. In all honesty, if you watched today as he was talking, he did seem sedated.
Well, I mean, and like I said, I didn't see him. I wasn't able to visit. I only listened to him for a very, very short time. Caught a couple snippets on the radio.
I would like to see.
I just know that he talked for a long, long time. I think they were expecting, something relatively short. But he's still got a high level of narcissism, and this he's an egotistical creature, and I don't know exactly what's going to, what he's going to do about this and how he's going to react. But I think much like a caged animal or something like that, he's very dangerous. And we've said that, especially until the new Congress is sworn in January. This time, the next month or so, before they all leave for the holidays, the lame duck session. It's a very interesting time, and a whole lot could happen. And of course, the big thing being the blanket amnesty for up to 34 million people, which is the equivalent of 1/10 the population of the United States.
Well, absolutely. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about that. Guys, we'll be back in a moment.
This is a station identification moment. You're listening to CPR Worldwide Media, a division of CPR Media Network, coming to you live right across the planet. Check out our website at www.cprworldwidemedia.com and our Facebook page at facebook.com/CPR Worldwide Media. This is CPR Media Network, coming to you live from the USA.
Well, looky here, a new listener. Hey, this ain't your little sister's radio station.
Dad, Katy Perry is coming to town. Can we get tickets, please?
Tickets? Sure, how many?
Well, there's Hannah and Maddie and Jen and Sarah and Sarah.
Whoa, hold on. Here it comes. We can't forget about your older sister.
Thank you.
Seriously? What? I get 2 times the thank you points on each ticket. Can I come? Yeah.
The City Thank You Preferred Card. Now earn 2 times the points on entertainment and dining out with no annual fee. To apply, go to city.com/thankyoucards.
The most amazing thing about the Ford Fusion isn't the way it looks. The most amazing thing is the way it sees. With blind spot technology, a lane-keeping system, and a standard rear-view camera, the Fusion is ready for whatever comes your way. Go prepared. Go further.
You think you know the story of Dracula? You have no idea. But I'm going to show you.
My enemies threaten to destroy my kingdom. I want the power to save my family.
Drink.
Welcome to your life.
My name is Dracula.
What's happening to you?
I chose this. Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters.
This is not who you are.
There's always a prize for power.
Everybody wants to rule.
I will not be defeated!
Dracula Untold. In theaters and IMAX, October 10th. The Ouija board has existed for centuries. It is used to communicate with the dead.
If there's a presence here, please make yourself known.
This is a joke. Oh my god. It's not even real, okay?
It's just a game.
Ouija.
We're saying goodbye!
Rated PG-13.
Read something recently worth thinking about. It's the soldier, not the campus organizer, who's given us freedom to demonstrate. It's the soldier, not the reporter, who's given us freedom of the press. It's the soldier, not the poet, who's given us freedom of speech. It's the soldier who serves under the flag, who defends the protesters' right to burn the flag. Isn't it time now to demonstrate that we support our troops? Were it not for the brave, there'd be no land of the free.
Fred Thompson's message was brought to you by citizensunited.org.
All right, guys, we're WTF. I'm V. Wright.
And I'm Jose Estevez. Welcome back.
Guys, I want to make sure that you remember to call us in with your WTF moment of the week. What the F? It's Wednesday. Calls back at 313-462-0068. We would love to hear your What the F moment of the week.
Yes, we would.
Hey, Jose.
Yes?
Did you hear that President Pandemic's comrade, Luis Gutierrez, is he related to you?
I wouldn't claim him. No.
Do you know him from the homeland?
I do not. I think he's a white boy from Chicago.
Oh, but he has the name Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See?
Well, he demands that Air Fuhrer immediately grant amnesty to 8 million invaders immediately.
I saw that. This guy, I'm just going to put it out there. This guy is dangerous. He has a big mouth. He thinks his skin color, which, whatever, gives him a pass. And his background, and I guess probably his name, Luis Gutierrez, he warned of civil war with U.S. Hispanics unless President, I can't say it, uses his pen and his phone to suspend deportation of illegal immigrants and to go forward with full amnesty. I mean, basically it's threatening the president. Basically doing that. This guy he's dangerous. He really is, and he's got a big mouth, and a lot of people listen to him. I don't know. I mean, this is way out there. This is that whole La Raza thing, and we've talked about that being a very racist organization. They don't come here to assimilate into America. They come in here to take over a great portion of southern and southwestern United States that they think is land that was taken from them, and that they deserve to have back. So
But say it ain't so, Joe.
I mean, this is something else. It is
a true else. What the F moment
it really
when you've
is.
got somebody demanding that the POS in the White Mosque take out his pen because he knows that come January there is, in all likelihood, not going to happen. And it won't happen because we won't allow it to happen because we are going to, starting tomorrow, we're going to start getting people together. Starting Monday, we're going to start slamming them with emails and phone calls. You guys, no negotiations. We are not negotiating anymore. They made it very clear. They set the ground rules when you had President Pandemic, Dingy Harry, and Pig Losi running everything. Remember, it's our way or it's no way. We changed the rules so that we no longer have to have anything more than the simple majority. So that's what rolls. And, buddy, they were warned then that this would come back on them, that we would utilize those tactics. Guys, we have to utilize those tactics. We don't have any choice. They set the ground rules. Let's roll down the highway.
Because we've got work to do. There are things that really need to happen, and we've got 300-plus bills. We've got this Keystone XL pipeline deal that needs to get rolling from the shale sands up there in Canada. That would greatly, again, help drop the price of oil and, in turn, the price of gas and help us with all that. I mean, there's so many things that need to be done and that need to be turned back and that need to be, if nothing else, slowed down. So many things. And then we've got this guy here, and here's what he said. You need to hear what they say from in their own words, and this is a quote. This problem that you see politically is nothing in comparison to the civil war that will be created politically in the Democratic Party should the president not be broad and generous in his use of prosecutorial discretion, says Mr. Gutierrez. Further quoting, because Latinos will not be deciding whether or not they vote, but whether or not they are in the Democratic Party. But then he goes on and he just wrote an op-ed today, and the title of the op-ed was Election Day is over. It's time for real immigration reform. Your move, Obama. Wow.
Well, we've also got to think about, too, I mean, we don't only have to do something about deporting all of these illegal invaders, but we've also got to think about Obamacare. That has got to be repealed. Guys, if we don't repeal that in January, by February, people will be going bankrupt due to premiums, deductibles, and low coverage care.
Yes, we had the doctor last week from Kansas who's doing the concierge type services, and that's working really well, and that's got a lot of potential. But then this week we also had C. Stephen Tucker, who's just a man of much knowledge out of the Chicago area in the insurance industry, and he talked at length about Obamacare. And remember the gag order that right now the regime put on insurance companies that they, until after the election, they couldn't even tell people what their premiums were going to be. So what does that tell you? They're not going to be going down. And then we had the caller, Lisa, from Las Vegas, and the amount hers had gone up, I mean, was shocking. And then she was just plain angry, understandable. So it's coming. I mean, this is very real, and it affects so many parts of the economy. This isn't just a small thing. It's got tentacles in so many different parts of the economy, and it is going to hurt people. And there are good alternatives that make sense that have been discussed. And you're right. Forget impeachment and all this other stuff. Obamacare.
Let him go down in his glory of nothingness.
I would say there's two, everybody will be different, but I would say there's two primary things that I'd like to see them focus on. Border security, and I mean a fence that's 30, 40 feet deep under the soil and going up so nobody can, and going up as high as it needs to so nobody can come across, and I mean all the way across.
Can we electrify the top of it?
I would say put gun turrets on it, the whole works. Minefields. I mean, I don't think anybody's sneaking into North Korea or from North Korea into South Korea, the demilitarized zone there. So it can be done, let's face it. And then I would say the other thing is Obamacare. Those two things are top priority at this point. I mean, they just because of their impact, their potential impact, and not just their potential impact, but the impact we're already feeling from both of those, with all these people, a literal invasion and all the illnesses coming across the southern border, and we don't even know who's coming or what they've got.
Well, and we've discussed that 1,000 times, but let's talk about something else that the listeners aren't even equating to the Obamacare, which is a true what the F. You know how when you put in your tax return in January, typically people put it in January, somewhere between January and March, right. And they expect that they're going to have it returned to them. They'll get their rebate check or whatever,
refund check, they call it.
Refund check. Or be notified exactly, if they're going to be allotted time to make whatever payment towards what they owe without massive penalty. Guys, this year, IRS said today, you can put it in January, but don't expect to hear anything from us till October because of Obamacare.
Do you realize, V, what will happen if people... And they count on that money, that refund, because they don't realize they've either overpaid or, of course, in a lot of cases when they're getting that money back, they have not paid anything anyway. It's because of all the tax credits and different things that make them get that money back, so it's free money for them. If people had to wait till October of next year to get their refunds, because that's going to impact... I think disproportionately a large number of the people with less money, and like I said, a lot of them aren't even paying in to begin with because of tax credits and stuff. But oh my gosh!
Well, the spin has already started because we know that it's usually the low income that get these massive checks back.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest with that, and that is why the spin has already started. That it's because of all the rule changes that the Republicans have done in the House.
Oh, they're going to blame the Republicans for everything. There's no doubt about that.
So, I mean, but it's not a matter of if this occurs. They're already saying it's going to occur. And not only are they saying that, let's give it another what the F moment. They are saying if you call the IRS, there is a 50% chance you're not going to reach anybody. And if you do, it will be after a 35-minute on-hold wait. What the F is up with that?
Yeah, because wasn't the IRS supposed to hire a lot of new people because of Obamacare, remember? And they because there was a whole thing about a bunch of them are going to be armed, and what was that all about? And, of course, they downplayed that.
17,000 individuals they added to the IRS?
I'm just going to go throw two words out there. Flat tax. Come on, Cruz. Come on, people. Flat tax. Let's get this moving. There's another thing to work on. The thing is, the Republicans have so much to work on. I don't know where they're going to figure out to start. But they've got a lot of bright people, and they need to They need to start getting going on this stuff because it's coming to a head. And I think they can stem the tide, stanch the bleeding, whatever you want to call it. But they've got a lot of work ahead of them. A lot of work ahead of them.
Well, that they do. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. I mean, but you know what? If they go into it, they've got these next month and a half to get organized. There is no reason that they should not be organized, ready to walk in there with the numbers that they have, and pop them out in a week. We've already got them drafted. They've got all this time between now and then to get it organized and drafted, so that all we've got to do is get it in there, read it, let's vote on it, and move on.
Well, and then get it to his desk and then put it on him. Is he going to veto it, or what is he going to do and make him be the obstructionist so that maybe finally some people, because not everybody's going to, some people will open their eyes and see him for what he really is, which is, like, I think it was the New York Post had a picture of him wearing a barrel. He is indeed the emperor with no clothes. He is an empty suit. He is a nothing. However, he has a high level of narcissism, and the way you can take down a narcissist is to use ridicule against them. That's why all these people that are calling for impeachment and stuff, we ain't got no time for impeachment right now, folks. That's not the right way to approach this. The best way is to use his narcissism and against him, and there is a way to do that. And then that's also using Alinsky tactics back against them, and that's the best way to handle that. I mean, he'll destroy himself, basically. You take apart because he's a narcissist, so what he wants is this legacy. He wants his name going down in history as the first black president, which he really isn't, and that can be argued both ways. You have to destroy his legacy, and that's the way to take him down, and not destroy his legacy to be mean-spirited, because his legacy sucks. It is communism, it is Marxism, that's what it is. It is the destruction, the fundamental transformation of these United States. That's why it sucks. It's like Rush said when the first day he got elected, Rush said, I hope he fails. And people use that. I mean, people are still talking about that. But I knew immediately what Rush says, because his dreams and his hopes were for the fundamental transformation of the United States, and indeed the destruction of everything we hold dear. Rush hoped that failed. And you're right. It's time to turn it back. But in doing so, we'll also destroy him, and because of his narcissism and stuff, it will drive him crazy. Of course, he's going to play the victim card. He's going to, use racism. He's going to use everything he possibly can.
And
he's
we
going to
have to
lots
stand
of people
tall.
still on his side. That the vermin in the mainstream media are still behind him. Don't worry, they still are. Once Tingles recovers that tingle in his leg, and all the rest of them, they'll get back up to speed to do what they can to protect him. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of work to be done, folks, and there's a whole lot that has to be done, and there's 2 years to do it or less.
Guys, I've got a message across our chat feed right now, and I have got to give kudos again to Bradley and our Princeton youth. They're at Princeton University in Princeton, New Jersey. They hauled 809 people to the polls, and if you include the 130 of them, that's 939 people that those kids made sure voted yesterday. Applause.
Yes. Virtual. Oh, that's amazing. I just saw that too.
That is just freaking unbelievable. You guys rocked it out. Y'all are amazing. I'm just so very proud. So very proud. I don't even know what else to say. I'm actually in awe, and you're making me feel lazy because I did not do that yesterday. I did go vote, though.
Oh yeah, you better believe I did too. Wouldn't have missed. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And for people that didn't catch, we were part of this the election return show last night, where I vote. I have to present ID, and of course, gladly, it's I present the ID along with my address and a paper that we have to fill out for what precinct we're in. And there was a young man, going to be his first time to vote, 2 ahead of me in line, could not vote because when they ran his driver's license through the little scanner, it came back as that he wasn't registered to vote, even though it was supposed to happen automatically through the Secretary of State. And his dad was with him, and they, but they would not let him. So I guess the system was working the way it was supposed to. But I felt so bad for him because you could tell he was 18 or 19, first time to vote, and he was really looking forward to it, and he couldn't. But like I said, at least the system was working, and I know he's going to get it taken care of. He'll be able to vote the next time. But like I said, so there are good things that happen, but I went, and I always get these butterflies in my stomach when I vote ever since when I was 18. I do. I don't know if it's just me that I'm weird or something, but it's an immense responsibility, but it's also a great thing. It's like,
wait a minute.
We can do that.
You are an illegal Mexican invader.
I'm undocumented. Get it straight.
Oh, okay. Do you have your green card, senor?
I got a couple different cards.
How many votes did you were you able to cast this time around?
Just one, as far as you know. Just one. I'm not dead yet, so I can't cast more than one, Ooh, maybe I better not throw that out there. That might get somebody
Well, it would be interesting to see the turnout of dead voters in this election.
Oh, but you know what? And let's talk about that real quick, V. Despite the fact that we won soundly overall throughout the United States, both local, state, and federal elections, it was only, and I think we talked about it in the first hour, 20. What was it? What was the turnout?
Less than 26%.
Less than 26%, folks.
That is of all registered voters. Now, I think you've got something on that as far as a WTF, don't you? Something that the President Pandemic said today?
Oh, I don't have that in front of me. Sorry about that.
Okay, well, President Pandemic today, and Mike Coons brought this up, that 2/3, he heard the 2/3 that did not vote. Guys, what we've got to remember is out of the third that did vote, only 1/3 of those were conservatives. 1/3 were Democrats, and a large portion of those were independents. So had we not had the independents, because people didn't get off their butt and go. Now, I will say this. They are saying that 26% is on average with a general election. Is that not mind-blowing?
It really is. It's a sad commentary on the state of the nation right now. It really, and I know it's not a presidential election, so not as many came out. But wow. I mean, why do people, I guess the question is, why do people feel or not feel a need to get out and vote? Are they comfortable with the way things are? Do they think their vote doesn't mean anything? They just can't, be bothered to vote for anyone? I don't know.
Somebody posted a picture on our chat feature that has 11 I voted stickers on it, and they said that was yours, senor.
You know what? I'm going to get like a visit from some feds in a black Suburban and black suits. And you know what? It's not going to be real funny when that happens. Oh, Lordy.
The senor will come off air.
Exactly. Yeah, I hope y'all got my back, and I may need a lot of bail money. Oh, I may be the first one in the FEMA camps that we know of.
Either that or you'll be the first deported.
Well, luckily, I can just, if I can get an internet signal and I can get a computer, then I can just go to the ICE website and figure out how to get right back in. And then I get even more free stuff. Maybe even some guns from Senor Holder and Obama. Some good gawns. Heck, this might be a better deal after all. No, I'm good. I don't float too well across the river. Well, actually, I might float across the river if the current's running in the right direction.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy.
Well, we've got another WTF moment. What the F? President Pandemic says more kids graduating than ever before. Now, what he failed to say was, that's all fine and good, all fine and dandy, if they could read beyond a third grade level and knew their times tables.
Isn't that something? And that's the sad truth, too, with Common Core. And, yeah, I mean, you've got kids that can't do the basics coming out of high school. And you wonder why we rate the way we rate in the world for education, which is always not near the top, unfortunately, where it should be.
Hey, Jose, did you know that our military is more hopeful and professional than it has ever been in history?
I'm waiting for the punchline.
Comrade Caleb said that today. Now I want to know how many of our military people actually believe that crap.
Yeah, I wonder how many would agree
as
with them.
As they're purged with their pink slips. They're hopeful.
I wonder how many would like to discuss that with him,
As we plot to allow illegal invaders into our military. That's who's hopeful.
Right. More hope and change, or hoax and chains, or whatever you want to call it. Hey, I've got one for you, V. We've got a little bit of time before the break, and I've got one here. This may require some discussion. And folks, once again, if you want to join in the fun or have anything to say, 313-462-0068. 313-462-0068. Here's another one I've got. Now President, and of course that stands for National Association of Women. So the now President, Terry O'Neill, according to her, hold on, folks, if you're not sitting down, sit down. Abortion saves lives, prevents infant mortality. What the F?
Are you?
So, in other words, according to now President Terry O'Neill, up is down, black is white, death is life, and folks, suicide cures cancer and the common cold. Wow.
Then maybe she should try it.
It's funny how all the people that are for abortion have already been born. I mean, it's kind of a cliche, but really, I mean, you got abortion Barbie. Oh my goodness. The depravity of these people and the lack of morals and just, it's almost scary. It really is. Government, get your hands off my uterus or womb. I mean, come on. I think a lot of it's been debunked, I believe, after this election, although it won't because there's money in it, and there's power in keeping people under that thought system. But
do you ever wonder how many of these people actually have ever read the words that Margaret Stanger put before the Senate to initiate and get funding for Planned Parenthood?
No, I don't believe so. I doubt they did.
I mean, in all honesty, no, I know I'm having a tendency where my thought is going serious here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that these
serious.
people actually have a clue what the agenda was with Planned Parenthood. And it was genocide.
It was to limit the amount of people born in a group, and that group was blacks.
It wasn't just blacks. It was anyone who did not reach a degree of higher education. It was anyone who had a mental deficit or a physical deficit that were not classified as promotional contenders to society.
Yeah, well, here somebody just posted on Facebook on our thread, Abortion Logic 101, and this is a quote from Margaret Sanger, who you're just talking about. And folks, she's the founder of Planned Parenthood. She wrote a book back in 1922, early 1900s. The book was called Woman and the New Race, and the quote is, "The most merciful thing that the large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it." End quote.
That is exactly what she said. And we hate to get on a serious, to go serious on a Wednesday,
Right.
with it being a WTF Wednesday, because we do try to keep it somewhat lighthearted. But given that these folks provide this material, we kind of have to do, we have kind of a responsibility to cover some of it. And
Indeed.
I just do not think that the people that are advocating this are knowledgeable about what it means. And if they are, these are the people she was talking about.
Isn't that something? But it is serious, and we can take a moment to be serious about this. All these kids, heck, I've got a bumper sticker up here. Where did I just put that? I found a bumper sticker that I had. I don't know where I got it, but it says, and it's according, the statistical source is the Alan Guttmacher Institute, and it says every day 3,600 more Americans are lost to the terror of abortion. 3,600, folks. 3,600.
Every day.
Every day. And we call ourselves a Christian nation, and we wonder why things are happening to us the way they are. But yet we flush kids into the dumpsters in the name of a woman's choice. Well, it's my uterus, it's my womb. You can't. Wow.
Well, Kelly Gordon just posted a great thing, a meme on our chat.
Okay.
There are 2 letters between abortion and adoption. Replace the B with a D and the R with a P.
There you have it. Or, I was raised the old-fashioned way, and it was called, that you just abstain, abstinence. I mean, it's a really old-fashioned thing, folks, but gee, the thing that does separate us from the animals and stuff is that we can abstain, and not act in an animalistic fashion. We can make those decisions, and wow. But of course, we've got a president that said he doesn't want his daughters burdened with a baby if they don't want them. And also, did he not vote for it? So by not voting for it, he voted for it, or did he actually vote for a late-term abortion when he was in Illinois? One of the few things that he did vote for. I forget what that was, but I mean, so we know where he stands. We know exactly where he stands.
Well, there is no doubt, and the Democrat Party at large. I mean, even if they perhaps did not agree with it, they have to agree with it. Otherwise they're thrown under the bus by their own party, because they know how vicious and malign their party is.
Well, you've got the party that booed God at their last, what was that big thing that they had?
Yeah, but we love the sound of some Islamic call to prayer.
I'm telling you what, ain't that something?
Unreal.
This is all facts, folks. All of it's out there. We don't make it up off the top of our head.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments.
This is a station identification moment. You're listening to CPR Worldwide Media, a division of CPR Media Network, coming to you live right across the planet. Check out our website at www.cprworldwidemedia.com and our Facebook page at facebook.com/CPR Worldwide Media. This is CPR Media Network, coming to you live from the USA.
Well, looky here, a new listener. Hey, this ain't your little sister's radio station.
Dad, Katy Perry is coming to town. Can we get tickets, please?
Tickets? Sure, how many?
Well, there's Hannah and Maddie and Jen and Sarah and Sarah.
Whoa, hold on. Here it comes. We can't forget about your older sister.
Thank you.
Seriously? What? I get 2 times the thank you points on each ticket. Oh, can I come? Yeah.
The City Thank You Preferred Card. Now earn 2 times the points on entertainment and dining out with no annual fee. To apply, go to city.com/thankyoucards.
It's not about how many miles you can get out of the C-Max Hybrid. It's about how much life you can fit into it. The Ford C-Max Hybrid, with an EPA estimated range of 540 miles on a tank of gas, and all the room you need to enjoy the trip. Go stretch out. Go further.
You think you know the story of Dracula? You have no idea. But I'm going to show you.
My enemies threaten to destroy my kingdom. I want the power to save my family.
Drink.
Welcome to your life.
My name is Dracula.
There's a room where the light won't find you. What's happening to you?
I chose this. Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters.
This is not who you are.
There's always a price for power.
Everybody wants to rule.
I will not be defeated!
Dracula Untold. In theaters and IMAX, October 10th. The Ouija board has existed for centuries. It is used to communicate with the dead.
If there's a presence here, please make yourself known.
This is a joke. Oh my god. It's not even real, okay?
It's just a game.
Ouija.
We're saying goodbye!
Rated PG-13.
Read something recently worth thinking about. It's the soldier, not the campus organizer, who's given us freedom to demonstrate. It's the soldier, not the reporter, who's given us freedom of the press. It's the soldier, not the poet, who's given us freedom of speech. It's the soldier who serves under the flag, who defends the protesters' right to burn the flag. Isn't it time now to demonstrate that we support our troops? Were it not for the brave, there'd be no land of the free.
Fred Thompson's message was brought to you by citizensunited.org.
All right, we're back. This is WTF, and I'm your host, V. Wright.
And I'm Jose Estevez.
Hello, guys, and it is What the F Wednesday.
Welcome back to the last half hour.
You guys make sure to call us and let us know what your WTF moment was this week. What the F moment? Whether it's about this election cycle, something you saw on the road, something that happened in your house, it doesn't matter what was going on. Make sure to give us a call at 313-462-0068 and let us know what is going on with your WTF week.
And if you want to tweet us or Twitter us or something, send us a message on Twitter. We're still working on this, but it's at the WTF Radio, at THE WTF RADIO. And I think you have to search for V Wright, VEERIGHT. We're still working on this, so bear with us if we're not retweeting you and Twittering you and all this fun stuff. We're going to work on that. As if we don't have enough to do, but we're going to get going, try to keep up with the 21st century as it rolls forward.
Well, we're also going to ask that you like both of our pages. We've got our new Facebook page, WTF, the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Show on Facebook. Please make sure to go and like that and follow us so that we can get you the information as we put it out there. Also, we're going to ask you to go to the WTF radioshow.com and like our website.
And share it with all your friends. If you enjoy it, the best thing you can do for us, we're just having fun with this. It's a labor of love. And hopefully you guys are getting it. I think you are. But if you're enjoying it and you have friends that might enjoy it, send them our way to listen in. There's recasts all throughout the week, and then somehow it's all uploaded and you can listen to it on YouTube, and V knows all that stuff. But anyway,
we can the recast are nightly. The schedule for that is on our website, thewtfradioshow.com. You can also go to our archives page on our website, and within 36 hours, we typically have the previous live show loaded in the archives, so you can also listen in there.
Folks, isn't she great? She didn't hire me for my knowledge of all the technology and electronics, so maybe my brain, or just maybe that I say really dumb things sometimes but intrigue people. I don't know exactly what, but definitely not for my technological know-how.
I don't know. I always wanted to marry an invader.
Okay. Moving right along.
I had a thing for Mesoamericans. I don't know. Actually, I don't, but it's okay. Oh, good
okay,
Lord.
Moving right along with F Wednesday.
Hey, if I can't pull your chain, nobody can.
Oh my word! Okay,
and I love embarrassing him. It's so easy to do, honestly, folks. He's like a little innocent bird.
Innocent bird. I don't know what that means, but
you know, it falls out of the nest, and you kind of, you know, you could hurt it, but you don't want to. You know.
Is that like that Bugs Bunny cartoon where I will hold him and pet him and call him George?
That's it. That's it.
Oh boy. Where that one monster like holds Bugs Bunny. Now those were good old cartoons. I have to admit we're going off on tangents here, but man, I grew up with that stuff, and never once did I throw somebody off the side of a cliff or whatever, or drop a piano on them or anything like that.
Oh come on! Seriously, you weren't Coyote? You
know
that's been classified as racist.
Gonzalez. Arriba, arriba.
Andre.
I know a couple Slowpoke Rodriguez's though. V, we better move on.
Hook me up.
We better move right along.
You do know that that the liberals have classified the Roadrunner show as racist now.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm saying it. I'm putting it right back in their face. I'll use Alinsky right back at them. There's nothing wrong with that stuff, and I'll tell you what, they can try to take it away from us and deny it and say it was bad, but you know what? A whole generation of us grew up on that stuff, and I think we turned out pretty doggone good, if I do say so myself.
Well, I think so. You know, that was back in the day when children were taught that there was a difference between what was on television and it wasn't real versus what was outside in the yard that was real. And anymore, they're pushing all this crap on these kids that makes them question whether or not what is going on is real. And that's why you've got kids that go out here and act stupid.
Well, and maybe part of it is that the kids don't spend enough time outside to counterbalance what they see on TV, you know, and what they interact with online and electronically, and that they don't get enough of, you know, just using their imaginations. And gosh, we played cops and robbers, and oh my goodness, we played cowboys and Indians. I mean, man, we were inherently racist even at a young age and didn't even know it. You know, but I mean, wow.
You know what was bad is our black friends were too.
It didn't matter. We all played. I grew up in a country where we were the only white family in the whole town of 500,000 plus. I mean, the skin color didn't matter. It was just we were all people, you know, and we just got along and we just learned to enjoy each other. And I enjoyed them for their, you know, for what they were and how they were raised and what their culture was. And of course, they loved the American culture and stuff, and us teaching them English. So, you know, and I wanted to learn their language and actually assimilate. You know, that's something that we don't do much anymore. It's kind of a bad thing when people come over here is to assimilate, but it's that's what this country was founded on.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, guys, I'll give you another WTF moment. Liberals have taken to Twitter, speaking of Twitter, standing with Mary Landrieu over the racist South. Now, let me tell you, I'm from the South. It's kind of apparent.
You think?
You know? If you didn't get it, I'm informing you now. And we say y'all, and we say boiled peanuts.
And vehicles.
And vehicle.
Vehicle.
And we call it a cart, not a buggy.
Okay. There you go.
A buggy is something that the Amish drive in.
Oh, okay.
And it's pecan. It's not pecan. A pecan is something you carry on a long trip with you.
Moving right along. Work it. Moving right along.
So us racist folks down in the South have to stand with Mary Landrieu because we are the racist South. However, when the sunny state of Nikki Haley, South Carolina, elects Tim Scott, who is a black man, as a Republican, The racial epithets that they start throwing at this man are absolutely disgusting. It is unbelievable the depths that they have gone to attack this man for failing to be a Democrat and lie to them and sell them the bull.
Isn't it's stunning how that's stunning. And I have to say, last night as all the results were coming in and everything, that was just an amazing moment when he won. The Facebook feeds, everything lit up, and everybody was so excited about it. And once again, like Mia Love, just somebody that seems like he's going to do a great job, has a true passion for it, and looking forward to see what he'll do. Just looking forward to see what he'll do. But racist, has nothing to do with it. Well, it does with our friends that protest too much, definitely.
Well, it just blows my mind, that you could sit there and accuse people of being a racist, but yet the people that you're accusing them of being racist against, and they do the same thing to Ben Carson. They do it to Alan West. They do it to E.T. Williams. They do it to Johnny Broadway. I sit here and I watch the way that they attack all of those men for being black. And it's the likes of Maxine Waters and Charlie Rangel that are attacking them. It is that mentality. That alone speaks volumes. However, how can you do that?
Don't know. I think we hold him on his laurels. He is the first African American elected to both the United States House and the Senate, and from a very deep South state of South Carolina. God bless you, Tim Scott. We're glad you won. Let's see some good things from you. You seem to have the passion, and I think you're going to do some great things, just like Mia Love and everybody else that was elected last night. Doesn't matter what the skin color is. All we care about is if you love America, and if you're going to go out there and do what needs to be done, stick to conservative ideals, get this country back on the right track, get done with this fundamental transformation, and let's make good things happen. That's all I can say as one American to another.
Amen. I don't judge a liberal based on their skin color.
No.
I base them on their level of stupidity. Just so we're clear. And since we're talking about stupidity, there are some of you guys out there listening that have known me for quite some time. And if you have known me for quite some time, then you will know that Clay Aiken, a few months back, took to Twitter and made some stupid statements. Well, he failed his bid for North Carolina congressional seat, and now they've determined that would be good fodder for a new reality TV show. Now, what the F, indeed.
Well, right. Just that alone.
Well, I wonder if that's going to include the death of his Republican opponent or his desire to physically beat the tar out of and throat punch Ann Coulter.
Tolerant, huh?
Oh, yes, he's very tolerant. Let me tell you, when that came across the feeds and that made news, I contacted Mr. Aiken, and I offered to drive to North Carolina, and I actually spoke to a friend of mine who has his law license there, and he said he'd have me out of jail in an hour. I was going to whoop his butt. I ain't even playing. The redneck was coming out. Country girl, let me tell you about country girls. Country girls hunt. Country girls get dirty. They go mud bogging. They garden. They're not all debutante. They know how to be debutante. And, buddy, we look good on Sundays. Okay? But throw a rock, and we'll run over you. I'm just saying.
I hate to blow the whole story, but who is Clay Aiken? And I really don't know. I've heard the name.
Clay Aiken was what was that show? You guys on chat, help us out. He was a singer. He won. What was that show?
Like on one of those America's Greatest Voice or something like that.
Yeah, one of those. What was the first one? What was the first one with the Simon Cowell? That was who one of that judge was. What was the name of that program?
On Fox, right? American Idol. Somebody just
American Idol. Absolutely. Okay. He was a winner on American Idol. And he thought, obviously his singing career went nowhere. And he left his teaching career because he was an educator. Thank God. I'm so thankful he stopped teaching children. But then he decided that North Carolina would be a great state for him to run for a congressional seat. He lost his button. I'm so happy. I wonder if Obama found it for him. Just saying.
Just saying. What the F?
Just saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I honestly did not. I've heard his name, but I did not know anything about him, so I don't. Yeah, I've never watched that show. But.
He is a very, very, very ignorant individual.
Like Sounds like it.
And Kelly's got what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for country girls. Country girls will kill you.
Oh, there we go. Kelly's very active over there tonight, and we appreciate that. She's putting a lot of good stuff helping us out here. You got our back tonight.
She says, redneck girls, they don't retreat, they reload.
And that's not, there we go. That's a good thing. Yep. Oh, boy.
Now, see, Kelly gets me. That's why we are such good friends.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Hey, I wanted to just say something real quick, because I know we're getting towards the end of the show, and I just wanted to bring something up from yesterday, because I don't have any more WTFs, although this is certainly a big one. But I don't know if anybody noticed this. Even V hadn't seen it. Yesterday, there was a huge pre-election document dump. Usually these happen on Friday, and what these are, folks, is information that the regime has to get out or needs to get out, but doesn't want it to really go into the into the news cycles. They'll dump it on Friday around 5-6 o'clock. Everybody's gone for the weekend, and then it's kind of ignored. So this happening yesterday, just as the polls were closing and results were starting to be released, is pretty significant in my opinion. Eric Holder's Injustice Department dumped 65,000 documents in response to a court order late Monday. 65,000 documents. And folks, that's by not any means the amount that were requested by the court, but this is regarding Fast and Furious. And I am hoping that this whole thing with Daryl Issa and Fast and Furious, and I've excoriated him on Facebook and online for not doing a whole lot with it, because it kind of seemed to fall by the wayside. But they finally dumped a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm not sure what the timing was. That's kind of circumspect. Not sure what that was all about. But interestingly enough, in one April 2011 email, as the investigation was heating up, Attorney General Eric Holder wrote senior officials that. Now here's quoting. This is from the Attorney General, folks. Issa and his idiot cronies never gave a damn about this when all that was happening was that thousands of Mexicans were being killed with guns from our country. All they want to do in reality is cripple ATF, which is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and suck up to the gun lobby. Politics at its worst. Maybe the media will get it. So there might be some stuff in here. Now remember, they've already given pardons for, I believe it was Eric Holder's wife, because she may have exchanged emails with him regarding Fast and Furious. I think something stinks to high heaven here, and love the family of Brian Terry. I just friended his brother today through a mutual friend, and actually Agent Brian Terry, Border Patrol Agent Brian Terry, who was killed because of Fast and Furious with one of those guns, is buried over on the other side of Michigan. And I'm telling you what, folks, we're going to keep on top of Fast and Furious. We need justice for this. We need justice for Benghazi and a lot of other things too. But I'm not going to let go of Fast and Furious, and we are not going to forget the memory of Brian Terry. Going to work with his family, and just hopefully things keep coming out and quicker, so they get some justice, and they get some answers finally sooner than later. So just want to keep you guys in the know about that. We're going to keep working on it, keep it at the forefront as things develop. But that was pretty significant, and the timing of it definitely so. So we'll see what comes of this, but hopefully that investigation will maybe even ramp up now that the Republicans are taking both the House and the Senate. Hopefully this will become a priority, because we need justice for Brian Terry, folks, and for his family to finally, he's already put to rest, but for them finally to get the information that they need, and for the truth to come out.
Well, I don't ever foresee a day where they will get true justice. This will be covered and hidden and buried as much as possible. Those that are responsible will receive pardons or excuse, or just they'll be ignored. That is the unfortunate part of it. However, we've brought up Holder, and let's not forget that his resignation is in. So I expect that they'll go for some kind of confirmation on his replacement before January 3rd to beat some of the heat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, I don't expect it to be anyone any better than him. They've made it very apparent. They've made it very apparent through their memos that have been leaked that they are coming for anybody who is a conservative. The only thing that we've got on our side is they have a limited amount of time to mess with us. That's all we can hope for. Guys, this is the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Show. I'm your host, V. Wright.
I'm Jose Estevez. We love you guys, and as I always say, God bless America. Come back with us tomorrow. We'll be here. Call us. God bless America.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show. See you guys tomorrow.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you no longer burn to be brothers in through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it didn't help me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not me bid you farewell.